Hello, everyone. This is Robbed Van Dan. Welcome to my wrestling channel. Surprise. Yeah, some of you watching might be my old school wrestling crew on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck they call it these days. I always switch up and change the aliases. Well, I'm gonna fucking stick with this one, I think, so people can fucking find me. Yeah, that's cool. Shout out to my crew. Otherwise, if not, get to fuck. No, only joking. Any newbies to me and what I'm all about on Twitter or X. I much appreciate it for you checking out this video, and much love. Be aware, I'm just gonna have some, I guess controversial opinions in today's wrestling landscape and whatnot, but yeah, that's the sort of disclaimer for that. So enjoy. Yeah, I'm decided to just do a wrestling channel, everyone. Just thought in the end, fuck it. Might as well just profit off the dead corpse of wrestling. We know it's just not the attitude era these days, and not even the aggression, the ruthless aggression era. It's not even the PG era in terms of quality. I mean, that's how fucking bad it's gone. It's gone from fucking between 0 and a 3 to fucking -10 in quality these days, if not worse. That's why I stopped watching most of wrestling, and particularly WWE. About the last 8 months, I just stopped watching it. Yeah. But obviously, I need a bit of fucking content, man. Because we know fucking wrestling is so dead. I need to have some content. I need to have because I need some passion and for what I want to talk about. Otherwise, I'd be faking it otherwise. I just wouldn't be fucking worth it. Sure, it's a niche and everything, but you want to have something to actually fucking talk about or whatnot. What's the fucking point? Wow. Over the last 3 months, I think I found it, guys. And more so than that, I think I've found a reason to just, I guess, maybe more than profit at this point, the way it's going. I found something that's actually fucking worth fucking talking about, something I actually care for. So could be fun. So I don't want to talk about anything negative. And I have found it. Guys, in a awesome fucking indie wrestling show called Rocky Mountain Pro. It was founded about over 14 years ago by promoter and wrestler Matt Yaden. Cool dude, nice hair, and he has a great taste in wrestling matches. But most importantly, he has great taste in the creative direction of a show. On and off, he has been working with close friend and legendary writer Vince Russo, who we all know was the writer during the Attitude Era, bro, the head writer. So yeah, he's awesome. Started checking it out 3 months ago after finding out he was writing for it, and yeah, just become more and more impressed with it. And yeah, I was giving it a good 3 months, and I thought, I'm gonna fucking cover the show. I think they're worth my time. So yeah, guys. Yeah, I know a lot of you have lost hope for wrestling being good again, and probably were frowned on this fucking little indie company. Who the fuck are they? Even even with Russo being attached to it, and you just why bother checking it out? But however, man, check them out, guys. You give them a chance. Keep a flick of light in you because they are terrific, man. It's at worst a watchable 45 minutes to 54 minutes long, and at best it's just a really entertaining show with a lot of promise. I think they're gonna go somewhere, man. Just some of the stuff that they're doing is more boundary pushing than a lot of the shit you're just seeing anywhere else. I don't know. I don't even have to fucking watch it. Okay, I see the odd fucking clip every now and then. But we all know it's just the same old shit, you know. And yeah, it's the best. It's just the best wrestling show going. It's there's this story, character, the promo execution, the way they lay it out, the promos in the shows is just better. The wrestling is better as well. We'll go into that. We'll go into all this stuff in this video. And guess what? No fucking woke. And that's the what bad selling point do you fucking need in that, guys? I'm telling you, man. So yeah, rather just fucking hate watching WWE TNA, all this fucking shit, man. As I know it sometimes maybe you might enjoy that. I can get it. I've been there before. You know, I still see the odd clip here and there, and I might just hate watch a little. I'm not gonna fucking lie, but in the most part, my most dedicated thing in terms of wrestling right now is watching this fucking show. Man, they're cool. They're the shit compared to everywhere else. Yeah. But Todd's just hate watching continuously, man. You guys should just check these guys out. They're doing fucking something different. I mean, Russo's attached. That's all I gotta say, man. Just if you're not aware, there's an indie show, Rocky Mountain Pro, RMP. Check them out. I don't get paid for this, but yeah. They're fucking really cool, man. I wanna get them out there because hardly anyone has fucking promoted them other than them, you know. And they're worth my time. They're cool. Trust me, they're worth checking out. Yeah, I've just seen just some brilliant stuff from them over the last 3 months. They're constantly getting better. And it's just made me very excited for the future of this company, where they could go. So yeah, I'm gonna do like a quick top 10 positive of them, just to give you a flavor of the show. And yeah, it's not perfect and at all. No show is. Not even the Attitude Era was. Well, see, you got to take into account they're an indie show, you know, so they're gonna have some limitations. And some of these people, you know, they are green, some of them, but they're trained by a well-meaning fucking trainer. He's a fantastic wrestling trainer. He trains them properly, man, and he's a really good promo and a good wrestler himself. So he knows what he's doing, and of course Russo has also set them straight as well, you know, to ensure that this show just will constantly just get better. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, I'll likely go into some of those reasons in another video. So just not to bore the fucking shit out of you, man. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, now. Oh man. Yeah. So number one, decent storytelling. So yeah, when's the last time you heard about that shit in wrestling, right? Because we know like most storylines are just hardly constituting storylines, right? And even if they are, they aren't really interesting. Plus, they hardly develop. It's just the same shit, hardly different every week, like Groundhog fucking Day, one-dimensional fucking characters and all that crap. But I'm not gonna go into too much into that stuff. All the crap, that's just gonna uh, give me a heart attack. But yeah, here in Rocky Mountain Pro, you get interesting stories, character development, conflicts rise and fall in realistic fashion. The story actually develops every Tuesday, which is on the main the show. You get the main storyline throughout the entire show, and mid-card storylines throughout it, and they even get affected by the main story. And sometimes there's even two stories, and I'm just gonna somewhat summarize this the storyline. Just go through the story arc, so you just to give you like an idea. So make this point count. So yeah, basically, for instance, in one of them, Matt Yaden playing himself in a sense, the promoter, but he's just a lot more hot-headed. He's along with D'Lo Brown, who he hires as an executive and an enforcer in the show. Of course, you know him as actually they're a legend. They're trying to get rid of this troublemaker, this wrestler called Remy D. They stipulate if he loses by pin or submission, he is gone. He gets put in handicap matches, elimination tournaments, and dildo on a pole matches. I think he's gay. Nah, I'm kidding. Maybe not. Not backstage. Yeah, still gets away with not losing, and he just always finds a way of not being pinned or submitted, etc. And even when he can't find a way, like what happened in one match, this is some disturbed, solitary dickhead called David Drake interferes in a match, and then the match just became a non-contest. Non-contests, Fucking who remembers those, bro? Bravo, bro. So yeah, so this guy David Drake, he's more crazed than Remy D. It seems he has like issues with Matt Yaden. Main one seems to be about Matt not needing him, and you get a sense that Drake is he's a bit like the guy from Cable Guy, if you heard of that movie, and he has like sort of dependency issues. He's just a real creepy. He wants a friend desperately, and without a friend, he just goes like fucking insane and stalks you and stuff. So yeah, that's basically what he's like. So yeah, D'Lo Brown and especially Yaden are dealing with both of them. As I said, they are like very hot-blooded, and the professionalism takes a hit. So they are constantly getting into fights with the both of them, and they just get too overly obsessed, and the shows just become more chaotic. Wrestlers are just getting away with fucking shit. So even the mid card, for instance, and sort of like that sort of affects their like even their little storylines. We won't get too much into that. We might cover that in another video. Um, so yeah, after a while, Drake just fucks off. His girlfriend, can't remember her name, who is just as crazy, is losing it and is even more than ever. Is worried about Yaden, what he's up to, 'cause they can't find Yaden. She doesn't know where Yaden is. And Yaden even comments that he always disappears when he feels he isn't needed, which seems quite insightful in a sense. So it's better character development there. That's filling in the blanks sort of thing, and that's quite interesting. But at the same time, as in some, you may think, oh, that's insightful in a way, but it seems like he doesn't give two shits about him. Maybe he's dealt with him too much. He's been too much of a headache. I wouldn't know. I really wasn't following before, sort of thing. If this is it's like a continuation of a story arc. I was watching this when Russo started writing. But it seems to me because he's like a wrestler and a promoter, not a healthy mix. Wrestlers are competitive in a way they could get quite heartless in themselves, and professionals can be heartless in a way if you think about it. So, could probably be a rough mix in a way, I guess, if you think about it. So yeah, anyway, his title gets vacated. He was like the heavyweight champion for the company, so the top dude, and there's a tournament for it. And while that's going on, Remedy, who's just like some self-proclaimed cancer, he gets Yaden to put his number one contendership on the line by pushing these buttons. Yaden finally agrees to do it after Remedy tells him, what would you do what would your kid think if you don't fight me? And including calling him a fucking pussy. Basically, is quite, it's crazy. So yeah, D'Lo becomes the ref, the pay-per-view, betrays his close boss and friend Yaden, costing him the match. And on the following episode of the pay-per-view, he says he orchestrated all this shit with Remy. He clued him in at some point, sort of thing, that this was part of the plan. And he says he sees a lot of him because he reminds him of himself, sort of like when he was just starting out with the Nation of Domination, sort of like a great talent put down by the system. So yeah, that was pretty quick, I suppose. Pretty simple, pretty well put together. You get stakes, and you do have some drama, subtle clues into what the characters are, and I hope you get the sense that it's somewhat realistic. The heels and the good guys are for once, and things like non-contests are a thing, and the things that naturally happen do happen, and there's the little twist, and that story arc is still going on now, sort of thing. Well, that was like the sort of main start of it, and you get subtle clues to what the characters are and what will happen to them and how they'll be affected. So yeah, it's well done, and it's watchable. I'd say it's cool that they are able to merge like what seemingly is like two main card storylines together, which I think that's quite. I don't know if that's quite different. It seems different to me. Um, and it's cool that the mid card gets affected too. So it's okay, soap opera, and as you know, a wrestling soap opera, you can see like some things they just don't relate. At least for a while, um, all that often. But this you get to see quite a bit. Um, and it's well done. But I do think, personally, I think some of the mid card storylines are just a bit more interest, and I mean, seeing what's quite cool is some of the mid card acts are that they if Russo seems to like some of the wrestlers, he'll push them, and I can see like um it's not enough that the writing's good for like the mid card for Russo. If there's a wrestler that's good, he's gonna make sure that they get a chance. They get a chance to shine. The actual talent is over and or good, like promos and etc. But yeah, like for instance, there's a guy called Ben Vito. He starts out as this guy just stinks, smells of BO. No one wants to hang out with him, and he's just I think he's just reliving his sort of fucking school bully days or something. But he's just a bit of a tramp, or maybe there's just more to it than like, maybe he was bullied at school or something, and now he's become the bully. And he has a penchant for low blowing people. And yeah, so he at a certain point, he gets big surprise. He ends up working with this gangster. I think quite a few of you might know him as Big Vito. He's running the cartel, and he's merged it with casinos and shit, and he takes him, this fat stinky fucking dude, and cleans him up and makes him collect money. So yeah, good shit. And as I said, I think like the fact that they're suggesting he's going for the company, perhaps they're gonna make that a main card storyline. So that's really cool. So yeah, number 2, characters. So that's just been touched upon somewhat in the previous point, but yes, the show just has more character than all the other shit wrestling shows combined. From just the hot-headed, well-meaning promoters to these desperate jobber fucking guys trying to keep a hold of a job to feed their kids, and they're trying different fucking gimmicks every week. Yeah, there's this weird bald-headed guy. He constantly tries different gimmicks, like commentators, or like he starts his own weird religion, and it's crazy. Really cool. Yeah, there's just complicated personalities from top to bottom throughout the company, and yeah, it's good because you need those characters to just get you into the storylines. If you have one-dimensional characters, it's just not gonna get those you can't identify the storyline in a sense, Number 3, the wrestlers know how to work. Fuck me, man. What a breath of fresh air that is. So yeah, no fucking gymnastic fucking BS here, man. No fucking wannabe shoo-ins for the fucking Olympics to take over the fucking breakdancing here, guys. No fucking mental gymnastics for fucking netbeards to say this shit is fucking awesome, right? This is what fucking takes for them. Yeah, the wrestlers themselves are, as I've said, they're taught by Yaden, who's a very experienced old school wrestling teacher, and appears to be just one of the few trainers teaching this style that I know of, and definitely one or two outside of Al Snow that seems to teach the old school way and showcase, and yet also showcase it on the actual on the actual show, not TV show, but show. Yeah, there is selling, believable violence, technical holds, psychology. So the moves and everything they do tells a story and creates emotion in you when you watch the match. And on top of that, short fucking matches. Number 4. Damn, this is like fake fight in heaven, man. So yeah, classic Russo fashion. You're actually getting um, matches no more than 5 minutes. It's just very rare you get a match that is just over 15 minutes. It's likely, like 20 minutes max in the pay per view, and pretty much once in a blue moon, maybe you might get close to 20 minutes for the main event. But that is just extremely rare. It's just like you get lots of 2 to like 3 5 minute matches, and it just fucking makes so much of a change. As a casual viewer, I don't want to sit there and just watch just boring wank rate fucking wank rate masturbatory matches just for the sake of fucking matches. The matches just should be violent chaos. People, it's not just people just trying to get loads of shit in over like 20 30 minutes long. It's try and get over in a few fucking minutes, and it's great. um and yeah, it just allows more time for actual storylines, something we also want to see. We want to see some violence. That's good. And it tells a story, but we don't want it for fucking 20 30 fucking minutes. Fuck that. And yeah, there's just more watchability. Number 5, brilliant promo cards. And yeah, and they have a lot of potential to get even better too. Of course, working with Yaden and Russo, of course. Yeah, they know how to emote. They show charisma. They seem to have some acting range, and even some of the green people, they actually are really trying, as well. It's they're not in it for themselves. These so-called fucking professional people you see in WWE have just paid their dues. Even some of them, like fucking Randy Orton, who's just like, I can't be fucking bothered anymore. You know what I mean? Just fucking pay me, and I'll just wrestle. The green people really fucking try, and they respect Russo, and it's nice to see. How many fucking people do that, right? This makes a change to someone's fucking respecting him, and he fucking should. He's a fucking legend. So yeah. On top of that, Russo also helps to tighten up their promos as well. So it's not just like the people are good at cutting promos. They're getting guidance, because you should have a writer / director who can can do that, right? It's like having a director shooting loads of takes. This is how you want it to be, for the show or film or whatever, etc. So, and yeah, he tightens them up, so they actually create tension. They got good flow. You're not getting bored while watching it, and to add to that, most importantly, they don't end flat. You getting the fucking good guys, having them get their fucking promo zingers over them, and then knock them on the fucking head with the fucking microphone or the rock bottom or whatever, and then end it with, if you smell what the rock is cooking, something, You don't fucking see that anymore. You barely see that. They're just in it for themselves, these wrestlers these days. But enough about that, my fucking blood pressure. So, yeah, number 6, funny. So yeah, something so missed in wrestling these days is, fucking laughs. Unless you're laughing how fucking bad it is. Oh, sorry, I'll keep doing that. So yeah, the show, well, pretty serious in tone because it's just trademark Russo writing. Uh, the cornball or any of the funny shit is really because of the gimmicks naturally. How if they were actually in a somewhat serious sort of world, um, or there's just funny, like just funny shit for the just to make a joke and to make you laugh. How pathetic some person is in some sense. So for instance, there's this thing where Russo, when he's on commentary, he's fucking funny. Oh man, he's one of the best things in this fucking show, man. Russo's fucking underrated on the fucking commentary desk. He rips into the fat dude, Ben Vito. This is when he was just before he becomes a gangster, and he calls him a fat fucking sub. And he even says, just as he's fucking exiting, as he's passing through the tantrum, he says, "Take a bath, bro." It's fucking hilarious, man. And that point, I was like, all right, this ain't work. This is fucking brilliant. We know where we're going here, and it fucking around. I hope they just start pushing this fucking more, man. If it wasn't on YouTube, then I bet they could. I know they would. I know it, man. It's just so fucking funny. It's just a good, natural, organic laugh. It's just nice to just watch something so refreshingly funny as that. You don't hear that these days. If you hear that now, it would just be torn to shreds on fucking Twitter, and then Triple H would have to fucking get out the cock chair and fucking go like, "You're gonna do something about that. They're gonna fire him." Yeah, all this shit. Oh man, it's just ridiculous, and you wouldn't hear anything like near that, and it'd still be cancelled, right? It's a joke. But yeah, just simple things like that sometimes, man. That's all it takes. That's all I have to really just one example, man. Number 7, cliffhangers. So yeah, I could have gone into this when talking about stories, but I just felt this just needed its own, personally. As it's such a vital part of storytelling, and Russo just does it so well. So yeah, they're basically defined as cliffhangers, or just as a basic definition is, exciting or dramatic ending of a film or TV series, and it just makes you question with excitement what is going to happen next. Russo does this so often, and it adds just so much to the show. And as I said, it's just a simple part of the fucking of a wrestling show, and you do it well, it'll add a lot. Honestly, sometimes it's just the fucking basics, man, and people and these companies just should learn that. Sorry, I know I keep bringing it back to the other shitty things, and I'm gonna fucking show fucking Matt so much malice politically in the war ideas, with wanting to murder these fucking guys, but sometimes you gotta have a comparison, and yeah. So you know what's good and what's bad. Some just don't. There's younger people that need to know. You gotta listen to shit to know what good is. And sometimes he just uses purely choreography and no dialogue, and it just by itself, just not having the dialogue and just selling it on the choreography. So you just got more mystery. So for instance, there's a scene with David Drake and I think it's his partner, and they're just looking out into the horizon of the beautiful where the beautiful location is of Rocky Mountain Prores, and it's sort of foreboding, and just the way it's shot and everything, that sort of zoom out, and you just see them just staring out, and the way you just have to watch it to sort of see. But if and I think also you get to know bit of the character before him, but even if you didn't, you just know like, okay, something's going to happen, and the mystery and excitement of it, you know, from how well it's executed, just invested gets you invested so much, and just so brilliant, and you're gonna want to tune into the next episode. So yeah, we forgetting about those shitty shows. um Number 8. Oh, we're just gonna fucking, we've said it before, but bringing this fucking home, guys. Not woke. So yeah, as I mentioned, people are getting called fat slobs, telling them to take a fucking bath. I mean, where else are you fucking hearing that these days, right? They're swearing, as well. They censor it, but at least they're swearing. I guess it's because of YouTube. Perhaps maybe they should push a few more fucking swear words on. Maybe they'll get away with it. I personally think they should. I guess they're just trying to test the waters. They obviously want to, you know. They're doing things that you shouldn't fucking see on the wrestling show. So it's cool. At least they're doing it, and consistently too. So even people saying that they can't get up. They got some fucking erectile dysfunction and some shit like that. You know, there's always something. And if there was, in a way, cool that we got the storytelling, you know, but it not being fucking woke or at all, you know. I mean, combined with that, that's your bread and butter. That's the sort of shit that makes me excited and care for wanting to actually watch something that's actually fucking worth watching, right? You know. So yeah. So number 9, decent camera work. So yeah, for an indie show, it's got really good camera work. I mean, I saw some older episodes from it back in the day just to have a comparison, and they look like they were recorded by a fan in the audience, and it's just like fucking potato quality. It was just terrible. They have come a long way in the space of a year, and it just looks really professional now, like sports orientated. No annoying quick cuts, and is like shots of their faces when they're looking at the crowd, and this is like the opposite of the Howler Cam as well. They're doing all kinds of different unique shots every time, which is really cool. This is, yeah, as I said, this is literally in the past, I think, 7 months or so. But when you go back a bit before then, it was like really, really, really bad. It shows that they are wanting to improve, and it's so much appreciated. They will work really, really hard, man. And guys, I think that's the reason enough to check them out. I think, yeah, there you have it. The guys, Preston, and I forgot there's another name, but there's a guy called Preston. He plays a lawyer character on the show. He's a heel. I don't think he's a wrestler, but like a sort of manager. Maybe he does wrestle, I'm not really sure, but I know he's a manager, and he's really good at that role. And he does the music for them as well. Appears to be a composer. He does like the theme songs, which are pretty cool theme songs. You know, rock / metal music, which is nice to hear. You know, some of the songs are pretty catchy. You know, and he's just very good video editors. They do like all sorts of like interesting effects for like some of the segments. You know. But what I appreciate, that's just one thing I always love, how they're always trying to improve. So number 10, consistency. So at worst, watchable wrestling show. can just be a bit uneventful, but generally speaking, terrific entertainment. I suppose I should say it's consistent watchability, really, as it's just gotten even better in the past month. And with just running time, cool segments, and just development and the characters and things like that. And it just, what I really like is they're always just trying to push the boundaries. I guess that might go against consistency in a way, but I would say more consistent in terms of their watchability. They're just really cool in that regard, and it just makes me excited for what's going to happen next. I'm always in the loop with somewhat with what's going to happen, because I listen to the RMP watch-alongs on Vince Russo's Twitch, and that's interesting in itself to get an idea of his writing process. You can message him on there and stuff. I've been meaning to do that, but I tend to miss a lot of that stuff because I'm from the UK and I got to get up to work. So, I barely would watch the videos live. And as an old school sort of wrestling viewer, if I am watching live, and because I don't have work the next day, it's pretty much because, well, it's just easier to do. I should say it's more, I just prefer watching it like that, rather than just listening to someone reacting to it while watching videos. I like the old school experience, and just be absorbed and immersed by the show. If I'm going to listen to the watch along, I watch it on afterwards. But anyway, I digress. I always hear about the latest updates, and from whether it's Preston, Russo, and even Yaden is on there, and it's always talking about like the future of the company, and it's awesome. And it's not just the show keeping watching, it's them as well. That gets me a bit excited for what's to come. So yeah, there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Damn, I got through it at least. This is like my first like wrestling related video. I've done quite a number of takes. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite hard to get the energy going, really, when you living in a fucking Batcave. I live in what's the equivalent of an apartment. In America, people use the word apartment for places. They call it a flat in the UK, where people above me, people on the side of me, and fucking UK situation. You got fucking people who shouldn't fucking be living with you, because you probably, some people are fucking subletting and all that shit, But yeah, it's just crazy. Sometimes I get the fucking neighbours tapping, going, "Oh, you okay? You're right." It's like, fuck off! I'm recording, but I much appreciate it. But at the same time, I don't. Fuck off! And even my meth head fucking neighbour, like, knock on the door as well. That's a pain in the ass. And also memory. I've run out of fucking memory because I've recorded a looper, and that's a pain. But I'm gonna fucking wrap this up before that fucking happens. So yeah, all a fucking nightmare. Hopefully I'll just get a fucking mortgage soon and end this nightmare once and for all. But yeah, I plowed through in the end. Yeah, pretty happy with been pretty happy with this. I've actually really enjoyed this. I always thought it would be quite cool to talk passionately about wrestling videos, and I guess it's just more than just profit at the end. I just think if I got something I really want to talk about, cool. Any other bullshit, nah, man. I don't know. If I am gonna do it, it won't be now. I'd rather be talking about something positive about, and Rocky Mountain Pro I am. And thing is, I just got to consider whether I just want to keep doing it, because if RMP dies, that'd be dead. Wrestling is just so dead right now. So, this, and RMP is sort of keeping my hopes going, really. And I hear all this good news about The Rock coming back and Gurwitz, but like, yeah, fuck it. They don't fucking work at fucking WrestleMania 40, and we won't get fooled again. That's what I think about that. So I'll have to see how I feel. You know, if I want to keep this going. But I will say there's an episode next week of Rocky Mountain Pro. And I will say thank you for watching, guys. And honestly, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And as Papa John said, stay tuned.